Hello and welcome to a new video. I'll just show you this piece of oak that I acquired on a job. I think I was doing a bit of timber framing. This is a bit left over. So it's really dried out. What I'm going to attempt to do is make a three-tiered, like pot plant, bottom, middle, top. 3 legs, 3 platforms, and try and make it all out of this. So keep watching. You might learn something. Right, I'm going to push it through on the table saw. Got my extractor system set up, little Henry Hoover, and one of them cyclone things to stop the dust going into the Hoover. Anyway, let's give it a go. Right, I'm just going to cut this piece of oak in 3 for the spindle legs. Hopefully this goes a lot easier. Right, I'm just going to take the corners off on the bench saw to make it easier on the lathe. Right, so there's the first one on the lathe. Takes up the whole length because I've got an extension on the bed there. When you buy it, it just comes to there. So I bought this extra bit, and this is when it comes in handy. So I've got to turn this bit down to 34mm so it sits in this inside part of the chuck. There we go. Let's get on with it. Right, so it's all set up in the chuck, right to the end. So I've got to turn it down to 32mm, maybe just a bit under at that stage, and then the middle shelf 28mm, and then the top one 24mm. That's the plan. Let's get on with it. Well, I've roughed it out right the way along, and I mean rough. These chisels, they're only cheap things from Amazon. The carbide chisels don't seem to be doing a brilliant job. I think when you get to the middle here, because it's so long, it's sort of vibrating a bit, and it's not making it easy. So I've got to keep going with these and sharpen it on that. What I need is a bigger workshop, to be honest, and I'm thinking about doing it maybe in the summer when I get some dollars up together. Anyway, so I'm going to carry on along there, get that down to 34, 32, maybe a little bit less, and work along to the next stage. There we go, taking longer than I thought. Right, so there it is. Alright, I haven't filmed a lot because it wasn't really going great, but I've got there. I think because it's so long, like I said earlier, when you get to the middle part, this just vibrates a lot because it's such a length. I'm no expert, but I'm having a go. So here we have a 32mm hole. So that slides, this is only a rough cut bit, onto there, and then the first shelf will sit there. Then I've got a 28mm hole which sits on the middle, and then finally I've got a 24mm, so that's a little bit tight. Anyway, there it goes on there. So I've got another 2 to do, and then I'm hoping to get these sanded up, finish the top off, and then I'll probably just round it off. I'm hoping to put 2 coats of epoxy resin. So I want, if anything, I want this a little bit smaller than 32, because I'm going to put 2 coats of resin. 2 coats of resin on the shell, so when I put the resin on, I don't want it to be too tight to slide on. You get the picture, don't you? Anyway, now I've done one, I know I can do the other 2. There we go. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so I've done the second one a lot quicker than the first one. It's not actually finished yet, but I think I've got a matching pair. There we go. I might do a bit of decorative stuff in the middles here. And round the top off. Take the legs off, but at first I've got to really sand them up. I've only done it, what is it, 80 grit. There we go. Anyway, that's enough for tonight, so I'll catch you on the next clip. Tickety-boo. Right, welcome back to the project. I've left it for a bit, I've been busy with other things. So I've got all these pieces of off-cut oak, probably about 30mm thick. I'm going to glue them all together and then cut out the round disc on a bandsaw, and then that'll be one of the platforms done. Catch you in a bit. Right, there it is, all glued up. I didn't film it because there's not enough room in here. This is why I need a shed extension or workshop extension. So I'll let that set and see how it comes out. Catch you in the next clip. Anyway, let's turn our attention to this. This is the pieces of wood I glued together. Didn't go brilliant because you can see some of these bits of wood are not square, so when you tightened them up it went, well, a bit skew width. Anyway, hopefully I can salvage it. I've marked out where I've got to cut out. Do that on the old trusty bandsaw. Put the faceplate on and stick it on the lathe. Here we go, 2, 3, 4. Well, there it is on the lathe. So let's give it a go, Joe. Well, I think I've rescued it, I reckon. It's going to be okay. Right, there's the other 2 platforms all glued up. Just got to let them dry for probably 24 hours, make sure they're nicely glued. Right, let's explain what I'm doing now. So this is going to be the bottom shelf or platform. So I'm going to put, because it's the bottom one, I'm going to put one line right on the outside and then fill it with blue resin and then epoxy resin the whole lot over, flood coat. And then on the second one, 2 lines, and the third one, 3 lines, if you follow. So let's give it a whirl. Right, maybe a little bit deeper and a smidgen wider. If you leave me now, Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I reckon that'll be tickety boo. So I'll lay that flat, fill it with blue. Once I've got all of these discs done, I'll knock up some resin, pour it in there, and pour it in the other two, and then flood coat the whole lot. Right, quick update. I've done 2 of them. Not too bad, but the third one ended up a balls up. These strips of wood I've glued together, I didn't really look at them. This one's got a split in it, and it started to wobble on the lathe, then I just snapped it off. Booger. I can see now there's another split in that. This is from an old oak post. There we go, never mind, I'll have to do another one. Right, take 2. If you're getting bored of this, how do you think I feel? Right, so that was a balls up. I've got this nice piece of oak now. Let me get back. Right, that was from an old timber frame job, which came with the first bit of wood I showed you at the very beginning of the video. I didn't want to use this, but it's a lovely bit of wood. There's no knots, no flaws in it. Like, look at that, I should have spotted that. Stupid boy. So I'm going to send it through on the bench saw. Hold on, move that away. Send it through, rest it against this straight edge level. Send it through till I get a straight edge on there, and then turn it round. Cut some 30mm segments. Look at this bloody mess. So eventually this concrete garage will, when I get some dollars, will come down. I'm going to replace it with an insulated wooden one. The workshop I normally, oh, watch out, that's why I normally work, the opposite side of that insulation there. That's my little workshop. So it will be all joined up. Should be the dream. Anyway, let's get on with this. Right, so welcome back. So eventually I've got the 3 discs turned out after a bit of a kerfuffle. So you've got 1 ring on there, excuse the dirty hands, 2 rings on there, 3 rings on there. So bottom, middle, top. Got to fill these with blue resin. Fill the tops of the legs with resin. There it is, all ready to go. So let's see what mess I can make of this. I think I should go into decorating cakes. What do you think? Right, so we're back on the job, so to speak. I've cleaned the end of that up, sanded it up, got it mounted in the lathe. This was meant to be a Valentine's present, but it's now Mother's Day, a month later, nearly. Anyway, I'm going to coat that in epoxy resin. Got it clamped in there, chuck there. Nothing on the end because I've got to get resin on the end. The lowest speed of the lathe is that. So hopefully that won't be too fast and start flicking the resin off. Anyway, let's have a go, shall we? There's the resin knocked up. Usual messy shed. So when I get my bigger workshop, it'll be an even bigger mess. There we go. Right, let's put this camera on the stand. Right, here it goes. Nothing. Let's cross my fingers. The girl that's driving me mad is going away. Well, so far it's going alright. Don't speak too soon. So I've probably got to do 2 coats of this. There's a lot of work involved in this little project, and I've been busy doing other stuff, so that's why it's taking so long. I won't bore you with it. Oh. At least if I do this one, I know how much resin to knock up, because I think I've knocked too much up. And it's bloody dear, as my mate would say. Well, so when I've done this, I'll just leave the lathe running until it's gone off. But luckily it's not flicking like I said, because it's only a small diameter, that's probably why. So there we go, one coat on. It's not flicking off, so that's good. I've knocked up way too much. Like I said, at least I know on the next one. So I'll just leave that running for as long as it takes. I'll catch you in the next clip. Right, got one of the discs outside on the trusty workmate. Going to try and sand it down until it's reasonable anyway. Right, there's one done. I'll have to put it on the lathe and do it with some finest sandpaper, and the sides obviously. There we go.
A, B, C, easiest 1, 2, 3, you and me.
I've gone for the drill technique. Take the belt off, put the drill on, low gear, put the clamp on. Believe it or not, that battery on that drill will go all night. I didn't believe it myself till I seen it. A lot slower speed, which is a lot better. Right, so welcome back to this long project of mine. So what I've done, this is the top one, because it's got 3 rings. Got to remember this. I've measured around the circumference, divided it by 3, and measured in. Let me get close. This is a 24mm drill bit, so I want it to just miss that blue. Let me get above. Yeah, so it just misses that blue line. So I'm going to put it on the pillar drill, drill through these right through, and then I'm not sure whether to epoxy resin it now and then drill the holes, or drill the holes and then epoxy resin it then. So it's a bit of a toss up. Anyway, I'll get these drilled. Once I've drilled the top one, I'm going to sit it on the number 2, drill through there, and then sit number 2 on number 3, drill through there, and mark each of these holes. If they're slightly out where I've measured the circumference, I'll say I'll mark 1, 2 and 3 and do it all the way down through, and then the legs should be nice and true. Anyway, let's get on with it. What we're going to do is line the drill up first, so I don't balls it up. Right, there we go, that's spot on. Start the drill. Right, number 3, line it up, there she goes. There we go, start the drill. Right, so that's drilled right through. Yeah, do I epoxy resin it before I... What I'm worried about when I drill with the 24mm drill bit, will it rip the epoxy resin? Anyway, I'll make that mind up in a minute. Right, so it's all set up on the lathe. Going for the drill technique to keep the low speed. I'll set the camera up and stick this epoxy resin on. Fingers crossed. Right, so welcome back. So after 6 days of doing epoxy resin, I finally finished the 3 discs and the 3 legs. I put the right size drill bit so I don't balls up on the right discs. This is going to be top one, middle, bottom. So I'm going to start with this one because this has had the longest time to set. This one has only had 24 hours, maybe a little bit longer. Anyway, so I'll put it on the pillar drill through one side, flip it over, and drill through the other side. Hopefully it goes well, fingers crossed. Right, here we go. 2, 3, 4. Right, I've got my glasses on so I can literally see what I'm doing. We've got to line that drill up with the pilot hole. Right, there we go. Right, hold it steady. This is the underside, so I'm going to try that first. Give it a go. Right, that hasn't gone too bad. Flip it over. Clear all this rubbish. I'll tell you what, it's quite nerve-wracking because you spent a lot of time doing this. If you balls it up, you're going to be pretty pissed off. Right, hold it steady. Just check that again. Yep, that's it. Right, let me get my hands out of the way so you can see. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm not actually quite, hold on, I'm not right through yet. Oh dear, nervy. Right. Right, oh, that's it. Right, try it again. That's what I didn't want to do. Didn't quite go far enough through here. Right, I think that ain't right. Oh, it is actually through. It's just a little piece of. Oh, right. So that's not. Let's have a look. Get you in the. That's going alright, I think. You can clean all that off. There's no damage to the epoxy resin, so I'm going to do all 3 of these and get back to you. Right, here goes the final hole. Let me get me piggies out of the way. Oh dear. Well, that didn't go, even if I say so myself, didn't go too bad. I'm pretty stoked with that. Right, let me just show you them all. So there we go, just need dusting off. It didn't damage the epoxy resin, so definitely need a pillar drill. So that little plan worked out spot on. Hello, Dusty, you alright? Hey? You happy? You happy? Right, anyway, here it is, finally done. The 3-tiered plant holder. It's been a long job, but I'm happy with it. So with these joints here, they're a little bit loose. It's only got to be 1/2 mil. Anyway, I put expanding glue in there, and that's firmed it right up to make it nice and sturdy. Let's just give you we're happy with it, aren't we? Hey, you happy, Gypsy? Yep. There we go, let's get back, have a look at it. Anyway, if you like the video, give us a like and think about subscribing. It's been a long one, this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.